Welcome to the third training video of the DPBH Revitalized Optimized Contract System, otherwise known as ROCS. This training segment will cover the subrecipient review and approval of subaward documents. Once you are logged in and viewing your dashboard, you will see your My Tasks section with the list of documents that are in the queue that require your attention. Would like to point out there are two different document status options that pertain to the two subrecipients. Subrecipient review means that subaward document is in your queue for your review, editing, adding information that could include inputting scope of work information as well as the budget, and completing DPBH subrecipient forms to include the audit information request and current or former employee disclaimer. Please note the system requires these forms be completed before the SG status may be updated and returned to the DPBH program staff to continue the approval process. The second status is approved and ready for grantee signatures. This indicates the subaward has been fully vetted and approved by DPBH and is ready for final subrecipient signatures. To locate an executed document, select searches in the upper left-hand corner, subgrants, and a search menu will come up. Select the drop-down menu that's on the right side. Look for the status of the document to say subaward executed, or if it's an amendment, you'll look for amendment executed. And if you select search, then a list of any documents that were executed by your organization would be displayed. To return to your task page, select home. And now you can move forward with reviewing any documents in your queue. Navigation page for subawards in ROCS is on the left-hand side. General information is contained on the document landing page. And should you need to view a PDF of your subaward document, simply select the blue hyperlink. And the system will load a PDF document for you to review, print. If you have other individuals in your agency that need to be reviewed, you'll be able to save this PDF. Under the grants, conditions, and assurances, please select either compliance with please acknowledge compliance with this section. If for any reason you need to upload any additional comments, you may do so by selecting this blue button on the right-hand side, which would direct you to your availability of your drives to upload a new document for review by DPBH. If you make a change on any of the forms before you can leave, you must save the form. Otherwise, a warning message will be issued, and you must either cancel or confirm that you're leaving the page without changing it. If you wish to save the form, choose Save in the upper right-hand corner or you may simply select Next Form, and the system will save the document and move you into the next form. Description of services and scope of work and deliverables. Should you need to complete this document, input narrative under the description section, objectives, indicate any activities, the due date. Due date may not exceed the time frame for the subaward, and any documentation that might be needed. This generally is prepared by DPBH program staff. Should an organization need to fill this out, you have the capability to do that. If you need to add any rows under the objectives, simply select the green plus button, and another row narrative will open up. To remove it, select the minus button. To add additional goals, select this lower box and goal section will open up for you. Moving into the budget section. Under the personnel costs, organizations need to enter each staff member on a separate, in a separate line. So meaning that once you add a staff member, select add, select save. And then you have the option to add. The system will ask you, do you have personnel costs? Yes or no. You select yes. A new page is opened, and you continue on with providing the details for that position, to include the name, annual salary, fringe rate, percent of time, months. System will automatically calculate salary information for you, and you do need to indicate whether or not the personnel is subject to indirect by selecting fringe or salary. Please always provide the justification details also for this position. If you decide you do not need a position, you simply delete it, delete the line. But for each FTE that's entered, you will notice that there is a folder where you'll be able to see, if you select a folder, you'll be able to see all of the staff, including their salaries. Moving into the next form, in-state travel. When you open the form, you will select, do you have in-state travel? Yes. Subject to indirect is at the top of the form. Select yes, and then provide all the details for the trips that you'll be taking. If you have several trips, please ensure that there is a form completed for each trip. And then simply navigate your way through any of the budget forms to input your budget information. And you can progress through the forms using the next form button, the bottom, the left-hand side of the page. To add an expense, for example, for other, select other and yes. It's printing services. There is under expenditures, there is a drop-down menu. You may select from the drop-down menu, or if you select other, you may input in the clarification section what that expense is. Input your amount. How many units? And the number of months that the occurrence occurs. Select subject to indirect and save the form. Now, getting into the indirect charge form, you'll input the indirect methodology that your organization uses. If you have a federally approved indirect rate agreement, that agreement should be attached in the section that says current agreement, as it is attached to your subrecipient questionnaire. If not, input your indirect methodology, such as the example here. This says 10% de minimis. You'll need to enter the indirect rate, and then the system will calculate the indirect cost for you. And the indirect cost is based on all of the boxes that you have checked throughout the various forms. Continue reviewing the forms. To ensure their accuracy. Review the budget terms. If there's any additional information that you would like to add in this section, please feel free to add it in the appropriate box, whether it's for your expenditures or if there's something that's specific that DPBH program can help you with. The request for reimbursement form is a static form, meaning that there's no data entry here, but is available for review. In the next section, under subrecipient forms, is where you'll find the audit information request and the current or former state employee disclaimer. Both forms are required for completion by all subrecipient organizations. The current, former, or state employee disclaimer form, please select yes or no, depending on your response. So if you select yes, then you will need to provide the name of the former state employee along with the type of work that they will be doing for you. And once you have reviewed all forms and your budget is accurate, you are ready to return to the DPBH program. Under status options, you may select send to program, and this status will return the subaward document back to the DPBH staff member that is assisting you with the subaward for further review. One thing to note with the system, when you see an exclamation point next to any of the forms, this means that there's an issue that needs to be addressed. And that may indicate you cannot change the status and return the subaward back to the DPBH program. And now we will save this document And we will return home and back to our task list and review the approved and ready for grantee signatures status. SG 324 has been vetted and is ready now for subrecipient signature. As in the original subaward document, once you select the document number, you'll be taken to the document landing page where you'll be able to select a subaward packet and open up a PDF version of the subaward should you need to obtain signature on the cover page. The system may ask you to review the audit request information request form again, as well as the current or former employee disclaimer. And you will also need to provide the subrecipient signature, which is in the subrecipient form section. And you'll know you need to obtain subrecipient signature based on the exclamation point that is provided here, the error message. When you select subrecipient signature, the system will generate a message to ask you, do you have signing authority? If you select yes, another screen will open up where you have the ability to input your signature for as the authorized subrecipient official, input your name and title. System will generate the signature date and select signed on behalf of myself. If you are the authorized official. If not, your signature, if you do have signing ability, then your name would go in the signature line along with your title, and then signed on behalf of line will be your authorized official's name. If you do not have signing authority, select no, and you may upload the signed cover page from the PDF document that has either been generated on the document landing page, or you have the option here to generate the PDF document as well. And you'll input the date signed and signed name from the uploaded document. Once this is done and saved, the document may be returned. Status change may be updated to send to ready for bureau chief signatures.